Go. It started. What is up, everybody?
Hi.
Monday Morning Blues. I thought I was going to have a solo show on my hands. I was getting kind of excited. Then Burns is like, I'll be there. Then I'm like, fuck. But real quick, though, Jimmy never even gave an excuse.
He just said we just assumed that he's not going to be here.
This is what happened. This is what happened. We were talking about it, and then I asked if there's an ad, and he just said, "Oh yeah, there is an ad," and then that was it. He didn't say if he was going to be here or not. But good morning. Take it away, Burns. What are you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, Kobe was going to give me a hard time about the Vikings tying yesterday, and I just got to say, I am so done with the Aaron Rodgers worship. That dude is not hurt. All right,
Dude, he's Paul Pierce, man. Paul
I'm
Pierce
telling you, so they come out like pregame. They're like, he's got a really deep bone bruise on his knee and a sprained MCL. Anybody else, he's out for a month. And then like first drive of the game, he's scrambling around for a 7-yard gain on third and
Dude,
7.
there's no more fake news quarterback than Rodgers, man.
No, I truly think he is. Did you see him get his leg landed on? Like, I thought for sure his leg was broken from seeing the video.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I
but
think that.
I'm saying, okay, so he's hurt, but that dude is so drugged up on every pain medication.
Oh yeah. Well, and the brace does a lot. So I've blown my ankle out and I've slapped on a brace and like been like, damn, I feel like kind of good, you know. But I think he actually is hurt. The annoying part is they had a little segment talking about like, you know, warriors, like sports warriors acting like they're, or, you know, that get hurt and then come back to play. And I cannot fucking believe they let Paul Pierce talk about it. That was the most horse shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Like all the other people were like legit. Even like Aaron Rodgers, like it's his injury looked painful, but he didn't miss any fucking time. But Paul Pierce was the biggest fucking bullshit I've ever seen in my life. Like I was watching that game live, and I'm like, when he was hurt, I'm like
You've heard the conspiracy, right?
that basketball players are just pussies in general.
No, he pooped his pants.
Yeah,
he shit his pants. You've never heard this, Kyle?
No.
This is like
We talked
really
about this,
convincing.
didn't we?
I think it was me and you on our show when we did like so there's like a legit theory that Paul Pierce shit his pants and then just like went down and was like, get me out of here, like I shit my pants. So that's why they carried him off. But there's a couple clips where like there's shit looking like on his pants.
What?
And
I've
then the
never
other
heard
thing
this
is
theory.
like, and then the other thing that was like weird too is the guy that does the whole thing, it's like he does a 9-minute video on it, like breaking down all the things or whatever. And he like brings the wheelchair in question. He's like, why would you carry somebody off, have him walk away, but then right when you have to pass a bunch of people, put him in a wheelchair? Like you could have kept walking him, but you know what he did? Like he shit his pants. And I was like, dude, it's really good.
Dude, I was just saying, like,
Yeah.
I can't stand like how much worship Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, probably one of the best in the league, but people just like worship him, like, oh my gosh, anybody else? He's out for a month, you know. What a warrior! I mean, this is gonna be over exaggerating, like how much they love him. This dude could get in a car accident on Tuesday.
Yeah, but I
They
don't
feel
think
like-
he's like that though. Like he just seems like a I don't give a fuck type dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
actually
but like
don't really like he has a terrible personality. Like his personality fucking blows, and he doesn't get along with his whole family. Like that's weird to me.
Yeah, but like I was just gonna say, like this is what it would be like. How much they love him. They'd be like, Aaron Rodgers got into a car accident on Tuesday. He lost both of his legs. He is questionable for Sunday. Then Sunday would roll around and be like, Aaron Rodgers is going to be the first player ever in NFL history to play with prosthetic limbs. He's coming out there and he's gonna play. What an absolute warrior!
See, I've
Dude,
always
it's, Cam Newton got in a car accident. Remember that? And it was like pretty bad.
old as shit.
And they were just like, nah, because whatever.
Yeah.
Like, bro, he
Dude,
almost
fucking
died.
rolled his fucking
Yeah.
truck. But I always thought, like sports injuries have always been like funny to me. Like you got your dude, right? So it even goes down to like even like high school football is what I would always go back. Like whenever I got hurt or I got fucking blasted on the field or something like that, like my mindset is like get the fuck back up and just act like it wasn't as bad as it really was, you know? But then you got the people that take some, I mean, mainly soccer players, but I remember this dude on our football team named Chase in high school. Like he would fucking barely get touched, and then you sell it. Like there's a mindset that some players have. Like I don't know if it's like an attention thing or whatever, but like they like hurt their shoulder and they're fucking rolling on the ground and they won't get up. It's like, dog, your fucking shoulders hurt. Like why? Like your legs are fine. Just stand the fuck up and walk off the field. Like there's like a mindset is like mine has always been like I gotta be fucking like I want people to think I'm tough, so I'm not I'm not gonna like if I really fuck up my shit I ain't gonna sit there on the field and roll on the ground. But there's the other complete opposite mindset that like the Paul Pierce type shit, like where you he probably just tweaked his ankle or his knee and he fucking.
Oh, dude, I just sent you the pictures, man. That's poop on his pants. I just sent it to you on Skype.
The great thing, like Kyle said, like a soccer players do it a lot. But like in the Premier League in England last year, they made it like a rule where like they were gonna have like a no tolerance, like they call it simulation in England, but like it's flopping.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna have like no tolerance for like faking injuries or like faking going down. It's an automatic yellow card.
Yeah.
And like first game of the season, some guy's already got 1 yellow for like a bad tackle, and he's like in the close to the goal, and like the guy tries to take the ball off his foot and he totally misses it, but the guy just like flails to the ground and acts like he just like blew his knee out. And the ref just comes up and is like, red card, you're gone.
There's so many, like, that's such a hard thing to judge. Like, because like in some sports, like you can get hurt without even fucking touch. Like people blow their ACLs out all the time for not even touching anybody.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you fucking like, oh, this dude just fell, he didn't even touch nobody, like, you know, but and it's like, how good can you sell it? You know, some people you're just like Paul Pierce, all right, even if he didn't shit his pants, like it was the fucking, I'm like, this dude isn't like, he is playing the shit out. Then he sprints back onto the court, like get the fuck out of it. And I cannot believe they packed him in with all those dudes who actually were like injured. Like I would say Aaron Rodgers was actually injured. Like I saw his fucking leg. I'm like, God damn, he's on my fantasy team. It looked like he just broke his leg, you know? And then like the Gibson dude for the Dodgers, like he was actually fucking hurt. Paul Pierce, who was narrating this segment, was like, the guy is a fucking douche. And it has nothing to do, like, I was a Cavs fan, you know, when they played for, I don't care about that. Like, it has nothing to do with like me liking LeBron James and them eliminating LeBron James a handful of times. It's just like the dude is like, he took even like his farewell tour, like he isn't that type of, he's not like a legendary type player in my opinion to like take like a farewell tour. Like people don't fucking like, he was good, but it's not like, you know, he's no fucking MJ. He's not even no like Kevin Garnett, you know? It's like you were good, but you weren't that fucking good, like, or a legend. You're not like a Kobe Bryant that changed the fucking game. You know, you're just, you know, a typical, you know, a long time above average player, you know?
Well, you got to think too that he was the first person that everyone kind of blamed the teaming up big three type thing, because when he got Ray Allen and KG is when he started being good. Well, that's when the Celtics started being good. And it's like
they won the championship that year.
Yeah.
No, and it's like he's, you know, Kobe Bryant. Yeah, take your fucking farewell tour. Like you're a top, you know, or even 8 like player in the game.
Yeah. Or like Duncan, like Tim Duncan. He didn't even remember. He was just like, I'm good.
Yeah, but it's like, why? Like, first, fuck the farewell tours. Like Dwayne Wade. You know, he's, you know, one last ride, but.
Then he came back, didn't he?
No, that's what he just said, because he just re-signed with the Heat.
Oh yeah, that's so funny.
But what's crazy, I saw he's never been the highest paid player on the Heat.
Well, that's crazy. Who was it before? Was it Shaq?
Yeah, see, I don't. It must have been.
It had to have been Shaq, and then when they,
Yeah. At first I read ESPN's stat. And I thought it said he's always been the highest paid player on his team. I'm like, that's a fucking shitty stat, but it has never been the highest paid player.
Yeah, so it must have been, he must have been on his rookie contract with Shaq.
LeBron.
And then LeBron must have came over
the
Whiteside.
Whiteside probably makes more money than him.
Well,
but that was only 1 year that he was better, you know. But
Dragic got a pretty big deal too over there.
Yeah. But speaking of ESPN, like I pointed something out to Colby yesterday. So the Mahomes dude.
Yeah.
So he, you know, so the stat that everybody was talking about, the first 2 games of the season, 10 touchdowns, the most ever.
Yeah.
But then I look at but some people tried to correct me on this. So I looked at ESPN, and ESPN said, you know, the most ever touchdowns through 3 games. And I'm just kind of thinking like that's like, so you must have, I don't know if that was, or if they meant to say 2 games, but in the article, they only talked about the first 2 games of the season. They didn't talk about a
week 17
game
or
he
something
started last season. So I don't know. So, but like ESPN, like,
well, they switched the headline after you sent it to me.
Did they?
Yeah.
Let me look.
I took a screenshot for you.
Is that guy legit good, or the Chiefs that good?
No, he's fucking good.
Yeah, he's good, and you got to think too. Like Andy Reid's really good at protecting quarterbacks. That he's gonna be. Here it is, Kyle. They switched it to Mahomes dominates with 6 passes right here.
Yeah, because they
same headline and same picture, same headline and everything.
Yeah, okay, because that was what people are saying. They're like, "What? He started a game last year," but I'm like,
but that's not the record.
That's not the big stat that they were talking about. They were talking about the first 2 games of the season. You know.
I think it's being 2 games, 3 games into his career, whatever you want to say. It is tough to be like, oh, because we did that with Watson. Everyone was like, whoa, but now look, Watson might have came back from his injury too early, or Watson might have been overhyped because he looks terrible.
Yeah, he's just getting back. I mean, he's
so that's the thing with Mahomes is you can take the argument of, well, he has a small sample size, but that being said, is Andy Reid is so good at protecting quarterbacks. Alex Smith was, you could argue, on the end of his career, and he made him into a top 3 quarterback the last 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, there are like people. So, like, I've never really even heard about Mahomes before. You know, like with Alex
Smith. Last year, or is this his first year?
He was a backup last year. They traded up for him.
Yeah, he was a rookie the last year though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, but it's like they know he's fucking hot. That's why they were good to go with Alex Smith. But no, he looks fucking good. And I have Sammy Watkins on there. I almost dropped him too, but he fucking looks amazing next to him. So I'm looking pretty good. 2 fantasy wins yesterday. Well, it's not over, but I'm pretty much gonna win.
Burns needs Chris Carson to get 6.6. You think he gets it, Kyle?
It's gonna be tough.
But 6-6 though, you gotta get the goal line. If they get to the goal line somehow, he'll get the carry over Penny. But he's not going to get like 3rd downs if Penny's there.
Yeah, it's going to be rough because the Bears are going to fucking annihilate Russell Wilson. Like I'm going to be excited to watch.
It's going to be interesting to see if he doesn't get sacked less than 5 times.
Yeah.
Max should have 5 sacks himself, but hey, we're Seahawks fans, baby. Let's go.
But sometimes you just think, that's how your mindset is going into it. Then you're like, holy fuck, like they're winning by 25 right now.
I would have had this game won if I would have started Deshaun Jackson. I picked him up and I was like, I'm just gonna have it for death when he gets healthy. He's got kind of a bad hamstring. I'll keep Amari Cooper in there even though he's playing Denver's defense. First play of the game, 75-yard touchdown.
Dude, that's the I don't know. There's probably like a fallacy or like the straw man type thing for it, but there's always that so you have a guy on your bench. Like, so me, it's Kenny Galladay. Go all day. That's what I call him. And I had him like last year too. I did the same thing with, it's you get yourself in a situation where you look at his points, look at how he did the week before, and then you think to yourself, is this the week he doesn't play well? So you don't put him in, then he goes off.
And then you play him the next week and he's dog shit. So I'm not playing him next week.
But now here's my problem is I've done that. I did it all last year with this guy or with the guys like that. And I'm always wrong. So I think I'm just going to ride him out and play him the next week, no matter what. Even if he scores 0 points, at least I can tell myself I made the right move by doing it.
That's what I'm doing for the first 3 to 5 weeks. Just ride out the projections, and then after that, and depending on what my record is, go from there. I don't even like taking 2 quarterbacks, even though I have Andrew Luck and Cam Newton, and I want to some of the games I want to start Andrew Luck, but you got to let that pick, the higher pick, ride out. See what's
that's why you drafted him. That's why you drafted those players.
But then hopefully I'll be able to trade Andrew Luck for a little above average player down the line.
Most likely there'll be a quarterback injury.
Can we talk about white culture? Are we allowed to do that?
I don't see why not.
So white culture. And I'm going to talk about a buddy I have who he does this with his fiance or girlfriend. I don't know. They have a kid, so I'm just going to say they're married. So he does this with this. They kind of have this thing, and I jokingly give both of them shit, so it's okay to put it out there. I'm not gonna say I won't say his name, but Colby will know who I'm talking about.
I think I already figured it out.
Yeah. So we got a buddy who they have this thing. I think it happened with his parents as well. White culture, where when it comes to dinner time, it's just a little weird. So the girl has to get the dude's plate like with all the food and stuff while he just, even if it's at our house, he just sits at our table, and the girl, you know, no matter what, gets a plate of food. Could be something like a simple dinner from like, you know, one entree, or just like, you know, a full plate of food. Like she has to do it. It's just part of like I think it's just how they grew up, like what his mom did for his dad. Like he has to fucking do it. Like he doesn't she barbecues and everything. And I always make jokes and stuff to him personally, so it's not like I'm sitting here talking behind his back. And it's not even about him. It's about his sister, you know, from the same family. So we last week for the UFC fight, I invited this guy over, and he said, "Oh, my sister and her boyfriend are in town, and then their gay friend Michael, who's one of my favorite people ever. I don't know what it is about gay people, but he's fucking sick." So I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, that's fine. Come on over," you know. And I make steaks, and I mean, I'm just saying this because it threw me off, you know. And I'm not used to this white culture stuff.
By the way, you have set this story up so well right now. Yeah. I'm on the edge to see where this goes.
So we're all sitting down at the dinner plate, you know, and the sister's boyfriend, who isn't from, like, they're just dating, who isn't from this family, but I have a feeling that this white family put their white culture on him to you know, to make him, because he was like, I don't know, he was, I don't think he was like, he's like half Mexican or something, you know, so definitely not from the old white culture. I probably botched it. Filipino, I don't fucking know. I didn't ask.
Filipino, Mexico.
So he has his steak is cut up a little bit, like half his steak is cut up a little bit on his like half the steak is cut into cubes like a child, and the other half is full, right? Like uncut. And so when I eat my steak, I cut a piece, eat it, cut a piece, eat it. I like looking.
Yeah, because you're not a terrorist.
Yeah. So yeah, well, that's mistake number one. Like who cuts their steak,
you
like
the juice out and you let it get
cold.
You
let it get dry. You cut your shit like a child. So he eats all those pieces, and he has half his steak right there whole. This dude slides his plate over to his girlfriend.
Oh no!
So we're sitting at a kind of a small table with 2 kids up there and 8 adults. Slides his plate over to across the table. They're sitting across, so she can cut his steak into cubes. Yeah, Doug.
Dude, what?
No way.
I mean,
he cut his own food.
They're older, right?
Yeah. They're older, a little bit younger than us, but I'm not gonna put the blame on him. I mean, maybe he should have been like, what I think is just because they grew up like that. That's some things you can't really understand. Like they grew up like that, like doing that stuff. So it's like it's normal to them. And like I said, my buddy, I give shit to. I'm not sitting here talking to me. I didn't say anything about this. It just threw me off. Like it just,
dude, that is, yeah.
And it's just like
weird.
the dude almost. I looked at him and I'm just like, and like I could tell he felt a little bit uncomfortable doing it. So that's why I think it was something that was pushed on. From this brother and sister combo, to him, because I mean, the chances of his family doing that shit too is very slim, but it definitely, like, I want to just be like, damn dog, like first you're cutting your steak like a child, like.
So he cut his first cubes. You saw him cut his first.
No,
cube?
I did not. I think she must have plated him and cut it.
What would they do in public? Like, this is public. This is
public. Like,
I mean, like dude, this is crazy.
I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just think that's weird.
No, I'll stand with that's weird.
That's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, and so it's just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I felt like I just had it's been on my chest. I mean, I was just sitting there watching it, and like, now I wasn't at the same time. I wasn't like super surprised because I mean, I haven't seen my buddy get his steak cut by his wife or his girlfriend. But if I would have seen that, I would have been like, what the? I would have even, because I'm cool. So I'd be like, God damn, dude, you're letting her cut your steak like a damn child. I would have gave him shit. But since I didn't really know his sister or boyfriend, like, and I didn't want to embarrass him in front of everybody, but I'm like the kind of, like, in front of like groups and stuff, I like joke like that. Like, same with like our buddy, I make jokes about it. But yeah, it just really threw me off, and I'm.
How does he do when he like goes out to dinner by himself with like a friend? Does he like know how to cut his own food? Or?
Ask the waitress,
dude. This is
But I don't think it's the thing is I don't think it's him. Like I don't think he pushes that. I think she must have said something to be like, hey, this is what we do. Like this is what the women do in our family. Like that type of thing, you know. Like I don't think
There's only one thing you can do right now. You need to have them all over again, and you need to cook steaks. And you need to see if it was a one-time thing or if it's like
I need to set up a hidden camera because I feel like that would be, you know, I think it's just something like that weird would go like viral, you know. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't want to fucking like embarrass them or anything, but
they kind of are embarrassing me just thinking about this, man. They're
yeah, and I mean,
that's just crazy.
If I was the dude, I'd be like, I'm sorry, like I know your family does that, but like.
But let's peel it back.
But I don't know though, because who fucking cube? Like I would say, like I don't want it cubed.
Let's peel it back for a second. First of all, before I peel it back the onion, I will admit, Kyle, he's being honest when he says like he'll give people crap. He still gives me crap for when Alita drives when we go places, but she just likes to do it. He's always like, "Why do you let your wife drive?" I'm like, "Dude, it's."
She is. Like, I mean, let's be real. She is a better driver. She's more attentive.
And she likes it.
Yeah.
She enjoys it.
Really good at driving in traffic.
So let's peel the onion back for a second. So you guys, the three of us. All right. When your like significant other even does like dinners where it's like just getting seconds, are you just like, no, I can get it myself? Like, isn't it, do you ever like think, not saying that that's like what you have to do, but isn't it weird just to be like, no, I'll go get my own plate? Like, can you imagine having someone cut your food for you at this age?
Yeah. See, like, I'm like, I don't want people like sometimes if we're at like a family get together, you know, and they got something basic, you know, like
a hot dog.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, just get a hot dog with fucking mustard on it, you know. But if it's like multiple, you know, if there's like asparagus, there's potatoes, something like you gotta dress the potatoes. Like I'm gonna dress that shit how I want that shit. Like, you know, like I don't want somebody, you know, I only, you know, maybe I just want more, you know, a little bit of potatoes and a lot of asparagus, like, you know, and it's a lot easier to just do it myself than say, hey, will you get this for? Me and Rachel will only get stuff for each other. Like if one of us is like, you know, holding the kids shit down or like something like that. And now I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. It's just like something it's just something that you don't see that often, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just like it seems like just like a more like traditional like mindset, you know, like with our buddy, you know, she always gets his plate and everything. Like he'll just be the only one sitting at the table, and I'm just like, I've even looked over like, what are you doing, dog? Like, why the fuck are you just sitting there? And he's like, oh, Diana's getting my food, and I'm just like, oh, all right. Like, and even when we were at their house for a barbecue, and like I said, I've said this, and I'm like, where's Diana? And we're just kind of like, and he's like, oh, she's barbecuing in the back. I'm like. You don't barbecue? Like, that's like a manly thing to do, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't barbecue? He's like, nah, I don't do that shit. I'm like, all right. But yeah, no, it threw me off. I was, and this was actually a couple weeks ago, and I was that was actually the, what fight was that? What was the main event? Oh, with Woodley.
Oh, yeah.
Tyrone Woodley and the other dude. But no, yeah, it was interesting type stuff.
I need Burns' take on this if he'd ever have his girlfriend dress his plate for him.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, there are
like she didn't even really like cook that often. Like if she cooks something, then like we have like kind of like whoever cooks, the other person has to like clean up or whatever.
Yeah, see, we do stuff like I just try to just because it's like the right thing to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, don't you always feel awkward if you like didn't cook or anything, and then you just like put your dish down, and then you just sit down on the couch and you just hear all like the dishes getting cleaned? You're like, God damn it, I gotta get up.
Yes, see
you can basically feel their anger from the other room.
You know, just disappointment. The disappointment is just it's dirty dishes and disappointment coming off.
See the difference between when I cook and when my wife cooks, and I think all women do this. Like, I don't know if it's like a badge of honor to like cook dinner but destroy the kitchen. You know, it's like when I cook something, I literally use it. Then once I use that ingredient or whatever, I put it away because I don't feel like
try and use as little as possible. Like reuse the same pan and stuff like that. That's
yeah,
what I do.
yeah. And then so I like, you know, if I gotta cut, you know, onions or something, I fucking clean up that little mess, throw it. But I feel like I feel like they make it look like they were just fucking all over the place, like just throwing together this massive fucking dinner. But like, you know, like I made cookies last just because, you know, she bought the stuff to make them, and I'm just like, fuck, this sounds fun. I'm gonna make some cookies, you know, from scratch. And after I use every single ingredient, put the flour away, put the sugar away, put the brown sugar, like, and once the thing was done, I could eat my shit and not have to be like, fuck, I gotta clean the kitchen. You know,
Well, it's like you have 14 minutes. What else are you gonna do? Like,
yeah. Well, no, the thing is, like, not even while they're cooking. It's like literally I use the ingredient and I go fucking put it away because I don't like, you know, and that's what I've said it to Rachel before. She doesn't take it very well, but I'm like, you know, why don't you just, like, after you use something, just put it away, and then when you're done, you know, you can enjoy what you just made, and you don't have to be like, I gotta clean the kitchen, you know. That's, I mean, same thing like doing the dishes. Like when I was in college, I couldn't get it across to my roommates like, hey, use a fucking dish, put it in the dishwasher. Then we don't have fucking tons of dishes stacked up, and then, you know, somebody has to come along and do them all at once when you can, you know, do what you got fucking dirty. You know how hard that is to get across to, like, you know, college kids? I mean, I was well past my time, you know.
You're above the curve on
Yep.
the cleaning of the kitchen.
Yep.
I had roommates fight over that stuff, man. Like,
It's even worse, like Kyle talking about like cleaning the kitchen as you go or whatever. Like if you like make a meal and then you like, oh, I'll just clean up after I'm done eating, and then after you're done eating, you're like, I just want to fucking sit around, man. I don't want to clean shit.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that has any type of like stick, like to the, like if you know, you do something that I can't think off the top of my head, something that kind of stuck to like a pan or a dish or whatever. So then you're like, I don't want to smell this again. I just ate a bunch of it. Now my palate's cleansed. Like, damn it, man.
Yeah, I ate so much cookie dough, and I like it forced the shit out of me that I've been holding in for a while. Felt great though. Felt amazing. What did you guys do this weekend, huh?
You know, you can make healthy cookie dough with the sous vide because you can pasteurize the eggs or whatever. So basically, you cook. It'll still be like eggy enough that you can
it'll be doughy. You probably just hit that perfect temperature that
so you cook the part that can get you sick. Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, when we make, like, when Rachel, so what basically makes a cookie rise is the baking soda.
Yeah.
But like I put baking soda in mine, they're like fucking like, and hers are always like cow chips, mine look like fucking, and these were the directions off the back of the chocolate chips.
Yeah,
and they just were fucking super. I mean, I didn't put the dry mix on the side and then, you know, fold it in like they tell you.
Try making it by weight instead of like if it says like five cups of flour, like try to see how much it weighs instead.
Yeah, well,
do it by weight.
Well, I'm tired of eating fucking
You
flat
also
cookies
do,
around this household. God damn it! Cut my fucking
You
stick.
also gotta do it the butter too when it says like warm butter, like or like melted. I never go all the way because I feel like when I put the runny butter in there, it makes my stuff all like messed up.
Yes, you know, I did like I nuked it for a second. It was like soft but not runny.
Yeah, see, that's the only thing I do that where it's always like melted butter. I'm like, no, I don't want to put melted butter in this. That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, they were good. It's just they had no air to them. So I had a little bit of cookie dough left, and I'm like, I'll just slap some more baking soda in this just to see if I can get some to rise. So I put, you know, way too much baking soda in it, and then I tasted it, and I was like, fucking Christ, I ain't even gonna go with that. Like making those like this next batch. I mean, we only ate one cookie each. Well, they're super big ones, and then we both felt like shit, and we just threw the rest away because we were saving ourselves.
Save yourself from the binge.
Hey, we got some money making to do. Should we just get it out of the way?
Yeah,
hit it, Burns. Make some money.
But hit it. Imagine learning new recipes from Gordon Ramsay or photography tips from Annie Leibovitz. Now you can with Masterclass. Masterclass offers online classes taught by the best in the world. Each class is shot with cinematic production quality and offers on-demand lessons loaded with exclusive content that you only find on Masterclass. You can choose from classes taught by over 35 masters, including Malcolm Gladwell on writing, Ron Howard on directing, astronaut Chris Hadfield on space exploration, and so many more. Plus, new classes are always being added. Whether you're pursuing your passion or developing your career, you'll find a masterclass for you. Masterclass has even been featured by the New York Times, Vanity Fair, and ESPN. And Dude Comedy listeners can unlock access to every single masterclass for a year right now at masterclass.com/dudecomedy. You'll gain unlimited access to over 35 world-class masters, all for one surprisingly low annual price. That's masterclass.com/dudecomedy for unlimited access to Masterclass. Learn from the best in the world at masterclass.com/dudecomedy. Now back to the show.
Boom, boom, boom.
If I had to do a master class, they should do a YouTuber master class because I'd be terrible at it. Because I'm
How
not
to
a
make
YouTuber.
videos go viral masterclass.
Yeah.
Featuring Mr. Technical Difficult.
It's crazy because there's still people on YouTube that like find me like last week and they don't really pay attention to like upload dates and stuff, and they think like you're still like really active and like, yo dude, I just watch your shit, when's the next video, you know? And it's like, did you look at the dates of the video, dog? Like, it's been a while.
We've talked about it before, but you know that there's those jump cut people that sell the dream of like, you can quit your job and do YouTube full time by paying us $99 a month to teach you. And you're just like, we've talked about this a million times. I'm not even going to get that deep in it, but there's no secret sauce. There's no formula. If there was, we would have kept doing it. Like,
you know what's
crazy.
You know what's crazy that I've noticed in my stream lately? It probably happens to like a bunch of other people too that maybe like aren't that big on Twitch or anything like that. But like, I'll be streaming and there'll be like 20, 25 people in there, and it'll just be like some guy who doesn't follow the stream, has never been there before, and he'll just jump in and write, "Can we play duos?" And I'll be like, I'll be like, "Hey, I do like subscriber games on like Tuesdays sometimes," and they're like, "Oh, all right, man. Well, I'll see you later." Like, wait, what? Like, you just like pop it into random streams. And like, maybe it's like a little kid that's like, "I'm playing with a streamer."
Yeah. When are you gonna link up with other streamers and fucking what's the word? Why can't I think of the word?
Collaborate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna be at Ninja's party later today, just so you guys know. Me and Tyler are gonna do it up.
But like, what would you do if you're in Ninja's party though? Because it's not like you're not like these dudes that feel like they have to like talk the whole fucking time and like be super entertaining. You know, you just be yourself and play. So like, would you feel like I feel like you would get in there and probably feel really uncomfortable because like you have to be that fucking flamboyant personality, you know?
Yeah.
I think it'd be weird, man. I don't think like the level to perform, like we'll use Jimmy's as an example. Like the first time Kyle and I played with Jimmy on his Facebook, he's like, there's 1,300 people watching. You're like, oh dude, I don't want to do anything stupid. But now it's like, when I look back at it, it was like, man, why was I even like stressed out? No one sees me. I'm not the dude on the camera like streaming or anything.
Yeah, when I got that fucking clutch.
Dude, speaking of that, I can't play Xbox right now.
Yeah, Colby we were supposed to play last night, and he broke his controller from when we played with you last.
But what's weird is, so I have like the extra battery pack that you can put in then you can charge it in the Xbox. So I'll turn the Xbox on, and I'll put that in, and it's like connect to USB, whatever. And I'm like, I put it in. And it's like, connect Xbox controller to USB to use controller. And I'm like, oh, okay, like maybe I'm putting it in the wrong one. So I put in all the different USBs. Nothing happens. It doesn't read or anything. But then when I take it out and I put like the battery pack in, the like light will flash up, but then it doesn't like connect to the Xbox. So it makes no sense. Like something happened with the sync or with the charging thing, but I'm gonna have to get a new controller because I broke my other one. Now
how about this then? I got quite the plan then, boy.
Yeah.
So, I foreseen an issue like this when you told me, "Hey, Kyle, my controller's broke." I mean, you don't want to go buy a $50 controller.
Yeah.
I got 6 controllers here at my house.
6.
Where did I go to earlier today?
The meat place.
The meat place. Did I know that you probably wanted to play Fortnite today? Yes. Did I know you'd probably need a controller to grab? Yes. Did I buy 2 fucking prime time New York fucking steaks with one that has your fucking name on it? I will cut it for you.
Oh, yeah.
Is that a plan? Or, I mean, Daddy Duty, what's good?
I'm only coming if you cut the steak.
Okay. I mean, are you good for it, or do I got to make it for somebody else?
No, as long as I get back here by 2:30, I'm good.
Okay, you're good. So I got to leave here at 11:40 to take Abel to not daycare, but preschool, which drop us at 12. So I'll be back here at like 12:15. Before I leave, I will get the barbecue going. So I come back, it's already fucking scorching. I just got a cast iron grill over stainless steel for my green egg, so it should hold the sears on each side.
Ooh, interesting.
I mean, it's looking cute. I'm probably gonna go rare. I'm probably only gonna eat half, and I just shit my pants.
live on the
Look
show.
at Burns. Burns had no clue I just shit my pants. What is he doing? Burns, you having a heart attack right now? What the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, I am.
But how's that idea? What are
Yeah,
the chances?
and
Is
then
it
we
is
can-
it 100% that you're gonna come do it?
Yeah, I'll leave after the thing.
100?
Hey,
Yeah.
can I come over?
No.
Burns, October 6th, you're supposed to be coming over.
Oh, you seriously should. October 6th. Plan it now.
No.
It's we gotta it's gonna be a good party. I'm gonna make tons of unicorn scabs. I sent out 15 samples on the unicorn scabs, and I have been trying different versions of like sweet and spicy. But what I figured out is like people that actually, I told them it was, the spicy version, but it was still had sweetness to it. They wanted it a lot more spicy. So I think I'm gonna do a sweet version of the unicorn scabs, a sweet and spicy, and then a spicy. That's what I'm gonna hit the market with first. So when you see
positive feedback.
oh yeah, everybody said it tasted amazing, but some people were like, I like more just spicy, and it had sweetness to it, so it kind of threw them off. But I think that's the way to do it. You got a sweet and spicy, and then a spicy, just straight spicy. Super fucking simple.
You didn't send me any, you fucking cunt.
I had your pack in the fridge. It was the last one. I'm like, am
You
I
ate it,
really
didn't
gonna
you?
send this shit out?
You
Like,
ate it.
I had nothing else to eat. No, like minimal car. Like it was fucking bomb though.
You probably don't even know where my address is. You probably had to.
Yeah, it's in the
like,
sky.
You're probably like, I don't want to scroll all the way up in the Skype.
You know
and
what?
find
No,
it."
it's probably
Well-
not your address. It's
Well,
probably
no,
your-
I should have actually gave you. So hey, when I do the next one, which I got 2 tri-tip today, from the meat place, the tri-tip was fucking $10 a pound, and from Costco it's $4.99 a pound. Ain't that some shit? But
That's
on
actually
the
kind of crazy because you would think that people would be like, go to your local butcher, support local economy. It's cheaper. Not.
yeah,
Costco.
no, fuck them. But I mean, I love the meat place. Great steaks, good eats, happy treats. But when I do this next batch, Burns, and I have it open, because you have to sign up, because you have to, and it'll be the easiest for me, so I don't have to fucking go in and like punch all your shit. You can just go sign up for it, and if I'm even in a good mood that day, I'll refund you, because you have to pay for the shipping, which is $2.60. Shipping with tracking, and then I charge like an extra buck. So I charge $3.99 for a 3-piece sample, and it's mainly just shipping. And then I try and like recoup some of the cost of the product. So I'll tell you first, and then it doesn't have to be like hunt down your information. You can just do that, and then like I said, I'll just refund you because I'm just that fucking nice.
What a friend. What a guy.
Yeah, but this next batch is gonna be the golden fucking. It's double the price of the first batch because Costco.
Yeah, I told. Speaking of remember when we were talking about you wanted to change the name, like unicorn scabs, like people might not like that or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, was in the car the other day. My girlfriend's like, oh, Kyle's been making beef jerky. He's gonna send us some. He wants us to kind of try it out, see if it's still fresh when it gets to us. And she's like, oh, that sounds awesome. Would she like beef jerky too? I was like, yeah, he calls them unicorn scabs. And she's like, that's fucking gross.
Yeah. See, that's
perfect though.
That's probably just the code name. I will do something along those lines, but it probably won't be called unicorn scabs. Because the way that I do it, it almost looks like it's like bacon because it's kind of long and skinny. So I might, but then if I call it like unicorn bacon, that's also weird because it's not unicorn and it's not pork. So I want it to be something kind of funny, but at the same time, like I don't think scabs is the right.
Yeah, I mean,
way
you could
about
always
it.
just go unicorn meats.
Yeah, but then I think I'll still run into issues calling it unicorn.
Unicorn jerk.
Because then people would be like, "Is this shit horse? Like, am I eating fucking horse?"
So
So that's kind of like what I haven't figured that out.
Tagline, though. Your tagline could be not real unicorn.
Yeah. But my plan is I'm not going to try and fucking do anything at all until I have this other side project, code secret project flowing. So.
Want me to switch up the topics real quick to something kind of crazy?
Hunbots? Yeah, go.
This is from Esquire. Americans are not
God.
drinking as much pop as they used to. Soda sales are failing. The thirst
Yeah.
for fizzy sugar water is slowly gone. People are excited about CBD, the medical component in cannabis that doesn't get you high. And Coca-Cola, the world's biggest beverage company, is taking notice. Bloomberg reports that Coca-Cola is openly interested in cracking the CBD market and is currently in talks with a Canada company called Aroa Cannabis Inc. about making a beverage, which means for us, it might start being a CBD-infused Diet Coke or Coca-Cola. A spokesperson says that the growth of the non-psychoactive CBD as an ingredient in the functioning wellness beverage is big news, and we are dabbling in the CBD world.
Probably won't happen. I saw that headline as well, but it's I don't really so like are they it sounds like it's just like a double play because CBD oil, I mean it's not like it doesn't actually get you high or nothing, you know. Right?
I mean, I think it's I don't know.
No, it doesn't. I don't think
I
it
have
gets you
some
high.
CBD.
It has basically it does what marijuana does for you, but it without the high, and that's why even
have the
the
lotion.
supplements we were selling. Let's talk about that. So we were doing the supplement business, and we were selling CBD oil, and for some reason the dudes that were doing it for us fucked up, and they didn't put the customer service name on the shit. They put my phone number on it.
Oh yeah, so people were
And like
calling
they
you,
weren't
remember?
just selling like 2 a day; they were selling like 100 a day. And so I got a call from just an old sweet guy, and he's like, "So I tried your CBD oil, and it didn't cure my cancer. 100% dead fucking serious." And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like this is fucking sad. Like, I mean, we just basically funded it. We didn't, I don't even know what the fuck product we were selling is kind of, as rough as it was. But yeah, like all these old, whatever their business plan was, it was definitely go after old people and probably say we could cure their cancer. Because I got so many calls from old people like saying like, yeah, you guys charge me. I'm like, God damn it. Like this is a little sketchy. But yeah, I think, I wonder if they're just like more like trying to like.
Well, think about it this way, dude. It's one of those things we always talk about. Like with IHOB, switching to IHOB, there's no press that's bad press. Like look at Nike again. Like Nike made a controversial decision, and their stock has never been higher. They never made more money in a weekend.
Did their stock go up?
Yeah, and it's their highest the stock's ever been, and they've never made on their reported earnings more since the campaign to like that date than the history of the company.
Yeah.
So.
And they knew that was coming too. They probably had so much research behind that before that campaign launched. Be like, yeah, this is gonna kill it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Literally,
Sure.
it's not like Machine Gun Kelly, being at the top of his
Eminem
game.
murdered him.
Oh God, he did. But it's different from that because it's actually, Machine Gun Kelly. I'd never heard any of his music besides the Eminem diss, which I thought it was kind of, had a cool beat stuff. But I mean, it's not like that where his, it's not like that moment was gonna make Nike just the top for a second and then go to shit like Machine Gun Kelly. It's
Yeah,
like
true. I see what you're saying.
yeah, it's like it's actually good for him, but Eminem fucking that was just got
That
me
was brutal.
going. I just had a smile on my face.
It was one of those ones too where like it's almost like his album was to me, where you're kind of like you're really hoping that it's gonna be good because you love him so much, and
Yeah.
it starts off a little slower, and I'm like, oh man, he's kind of like just joking about this, and then like the beat kind of changes a little bit, and his voice kind of changes a little bit, and then you're just starting to be like, okay, I see where he's going. And
Yeah.
then he starts getting personal and just destroys him, and then takes his beat and raps over it with his chorus. I'm like, oh my gosh,
He didn't even have a hook in the whole song. It was just he just responded to like every bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just crazy because it's like, okay, so it's like Machine Gun Kelly, like Eminem pointed out, he's just like the beard, your beard's weird, like,
Yeah.
so like it's it's almost kind of like petty and just like not like creative saying it like that. Then Eminem has like he's just saying like those single word like rhymes like, and he's just like the way he says is just like you name yourself after a gun with a man bun or something like that. It's just like it's all like that's just as petty as like him saying the shit about his beard, but at the same time he did it so much fucking better. And it was just like
cereal thing too. Like, what are you drinking in the cereal? Is it oatmeal or some milk? Like,
Yeah.
that stuff.
yeah,
It's weird because Eminem's like it's almost like Deadpool to me, like where he breaks that wall. Like Eminem is so serious when you listen. If you if you didn't see him or hear him and you only heard his music, you'd be like, damn, this guy takes it all seriously. But then you watch that Sway interview, and it's like he's so smart and his brain's always moving, and you know, all the pieces, and he knows what he's doing. He's so calculated that then you kind of forget about it when you listen to the music. You're like, man, this guy's like a killer. But then you go and you're like, oh, he's a really good businessman too.
Yeah. I just wish like I did like some songs from his album. And I mean, it is what it is. Like it's not like anybody's ever, you know, in their 20s where they're just, I mean, super fucking hot. It's not like anybody in their 40s like came out with something better than they did in their 20s, you know? Yeah. I mean, he's just like, his style of music is still good to some points, but it's not like it's hard because it doesn't like resonate with like the younger kids these days, you know?
I feel like he does, like, the way he releases his albums is kind of smart because, like, we were talking, like, what was it that was like, Jimmy was saying that, like, we were talking about, like, you go on a vacation on YouTube or whatever, and you come back and the views are super high for, like, the first week or whatever. Like,
yeah,
you never hear from him in between albums at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he drops an album on you, and you're like, I gotta listen to it.
Yeah, well, he does exactly what like a lot of other like super popular rappers do, but they just don't make music anymore. They just fucking they're tired of the popularity and they just hide out. Like, what the fuck else do you do? You know?
Well, then he made an interesting point on the interview too, where he was like, I did it as a surprise because the way the internet works nowadays, like I pay attention to it. I know how it works. Like if I say, hey, it's coming out this day, it gives all these critics and outlets a chance to be like, is it going to be this? Is it going to be that? And he's like, I didn't want him to judge it without listening to it. Yeah. So I just dropped it on him. I was like, damn, that's actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
I also think to your point too, Kyle, it's like Eminem, he kind of pioneered a different version of the genre. And then for 10 years, there was different, spawns off of it. So come back and like to be different, you want him to be like what he used to be, but then to like be the same, you're like, oh, he hasn't changed in 10 years. So it's kind of a lose-lose for him.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't really do anything.
And the thing is, like, a lot of his like disses on there towards like, mumble rappers and stuff, like that's what the younger kids are probably like, this song's actually pretty fucking cool, because it's like that same type of beat and like making fun of that shit, and that's where they're probably like, and it's just like, it's just funny with listening, like, fans of, both the dudes who, had the diss tracks, like some people are like, yeah, Eminem murdered him lyrically, but the Machine Gun dude had way better beat. Like, the fuck does that have to do with anything in a diss track? Like, how does that, like, because people are trying to see who won, and that's what everybody for Machine Gun Kelly was saying. Well, even if it was a better beat, like that. Do you know what a fucking diss track is? Like, it's not about the beat at all. Like, it's about what you say.
Machine Gun Kelly produced a song that had some lines that dissed Eminem, where Eminem just dissed him the whole time. You can't. Yeah,
it was pretty interesting. You also want to know what
it's
else?
Also too that people that don't know about beef and diss tracks, though, like people judging it, didn't grow up on 50 Cent versus Ja Rule versus Eminem versus 50 Cent versus
got straight up destroyed though. Like you never heard from him after that.
Eminem debatably ruined and ended his career.
Well, I think the best way that if I was Machine Gun Kelly, and that this is coming from like a not so serious like mindset, I would act like I had a comeback track, and I would like get all ready, like even make a video like before, like it's actually like a sick beat, just like he's getting into it, and he goes, "Fuck, he got me." And it just ends. Like, how much more people would like Machine Gun Kelly if he did that?
Oh no, for sure. He can't come back as like a badass to him. Like it would be over because there's just like you can't go back again and like try and clean up your mess. Like at this point, you either got to come back and be like, yeah, I lost, or move on.
That would be the way to take this attention and like get people to actually like you, because now Eminem fans don't fucking.
I think. Didn't he tweet? He tweeted like 6 out. He's like, it took him 3 weeks, 6 out of 10. That's like was his tweet or something like that.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. What an idiot.
Yeah. Interesting fact. Have you guys seen the movie Tropic Thunder? I saw this. I saw this headline the other day. So in Tropic Thunder, there was Matthew McConaughey, right?
Yeah.
You guys know where I'm going with this at all? Did you see the
the
headline?
In Tropic Thunder?
He was just like Tom Cruise's like assistant or whatever, or like the dude that was going, or like the producer or something.
Yep, I remember now.
So Matthew McConaughey's character was supposed to be Owen Wilson in 2007. Owen Wilson couldn't do Tropic Thunder because he attempted suicide.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's crazy how like stuff with celebrities. I mean, people knew it then, and there were things, but like it's not like something super well known, And like
Especially 'cause
Owen Wilson, that was like his fucking heyday, and that's why
Owen Wilson.
this thing with like this celebrity thing is just crazy, and like whether it sounds fucking stupid or it doesn't, I completely get it. Like to a point, like me and Burns, Z-class celebrities would be what but I fucking totally get it though. It's like, and I got it, not getting 100 million watches on my videos. So I get like you fucking top out, you're the one of the most famous people in the world. Then what the fuck do you do? Like it's only down like Robin Williams. You think you think if he wasn't famous, he would have killed himself? I don't think so. At the age of 50, like you don't, a lot of people kill themselves, younger because they don't necessarily understand. But it's like, what do you do once you hit the fucking top and you can do it like, and you're just,
You said 2007.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
But I'm just saying, like, it's crazy. Like, is low of class celebrity. As I've ever considered myself, which I'm not the type of person to be like, yeah, I'm fucking famous, but like, I fucking get it, because like, where do you go once you hit the top? It's like,
probably happens with athletes too, like athletes who just like,
oh yeah,
once they retire and that's all they've done their whole life, and now you're still like 30, not even 40. So you're like half your life, now you're just like, well, what am I supposed to do now?
But
you got guys retiring at 28 now just because they can't get a shot anymore.
But the thing is, like it's kind of like with athletes though, like they soak it. Like I feel like they hang around like whatever college town they went to, like are still just like treated like gods,
Yeah.
But like I feel like with the movies and shit, like people, they get so famous and they get tired of fucking interacting and being famous. It's just weird.
They just kind of want to be left alone.
Yeah, but it's kind of just, and like athletes, not to be, are dumber. Like they're not as, I would say a lot of like actors and stuff are actually like really intelligent people, and I think it takes its toll more on like an intelligent person than like somebody dumb, like as fucking generalizing as that was. But it's like, lots of athletes are, just not as, so it's easier, and they're okay with, soaking in the fucking limelight. But I feel like actors and like people that are like worldwide famous, like you can't fucking escape that shit, and it's like, it's like, even though, so you get used to like being famous, you're just like, and then to a point it probably gets to be an annoyance, but I feel like they've reached back to like those highs of when, like, right, like it was so awesome when I got my first like million views on like 5 videos in a row,
Right.
like it was fucking awesome. But, and people wanted, like lots of people were hitting me up and all this stuff, but I got used to that shit. But at the same time, it's like, sometimes I still try to reach for like that high of, how it felt for me to get the million views, but I can never fucking get it back because I can't, like, if I got 500 million views on a video right now, I'd be like, that's cool. But I would still be like reaching, like I'd still be looking for that feeling of when I first got the million views, if you get what I'm saying,
Yeah.
But so basically it's not attainable, so you can't really obtain, you can't really obtain that feeling, even though like I want to, but it's literally not possible, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're trying to say like back when you would like refresh your YouTube page and just watch the likes keep going up. And
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
Oh, dude, this is fucking awesome. And now like you get used to it, but you still want that feeling.
You still want that feeling, but you literally can't have. And so it's like
Endorphins, whatever the word is.
Yeah, and it's just I fucking get, I will never get that feeling again, and I fucking like. But I mean, I would never kill I wouldn't let it affect me enough to ever kill myself or do anything like that. But that's the problem. But imagine if you did that times a fucking million, like an Owen Wilson, like I don't know exactly why he tried to kill himself, but it's obviously not rare for these super famous people to, once they hit their limelight.
So I pulled up Owen Wilson's IMDb. So 2006 is when he was in, or 2005 was Wedding Crashers. 2006 he was Lightning McQueen in Cars, so probably got paid $1 bazillion.
Yeah.
Then he was Uni and Dupree. You could argue right now those are his three biggest roles. That's 2005, 2006. Then 2007 happens. He only makes one movie, which was already made. That was The Suicide Attempt. Then afterwards, he still does Drillbit Taylor, Marley and Me, Night at the Museum, episode of Community, Little Fockers, Hall Pass, Cars 2, like The Internship. Like this is all before 2013. It's crazy that like he almost didn't make any of these.
Yeah. But I mean, I could be way off on why he tried. Maybe he had some. It's like we don't fucking know their. We barely even know their personal lives enough to know that they almost committed suicide. But it's like I'm always curious about seeing like comedic actors. Like we've seen it with like Ben Stiller, even Jim Carrey. Who else? Even like Will Ferrell. Like what do they like? Lots of them. You can tell they get tired of doing like that comedic role, or like the demand for them still isn't as high as it was. And I'm always curious, like some people translate, over to like the serious, like Matthew McConaughey, he used to just do all these like wild fucking roles, and then he translated to one of the best actors out there,
Yeah. He pivoted. Well, that's like what I always use my example for that is Kevin Hart. Like I used to be a big Kevin Hart fan until they put him in front of me 15 times a year in 15 different movies with the same role.
Yeah.
Right.
And I kept thinking to myself, like, I can't get mad at him for hustling the way he is. Like he's getting the absolute most out of his name and his character right now.
Yeah.
Going on stand-up tours, doing all these movies and shows. But at what point are people like me, or they're just like, I don't want to watch this guy anymore?
Yeah.
The man who is on his true hustle though is Adam Sandler. He is the most guy on Netflix. Dude, he just makes bad movies with his friends, with his own production company, and just kills it on Netflix.
Just doesn't care anymore. Yeah. Dude, he's committed, dude. He took the role and he realized, like, hey, I'm not going to be Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, or Mr. Deeds anymore. I'm going to be this guy. And
everyone, like, the reason his movies do well on Netflix, I think, is like people remember the roles they enjoyed him in, like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, and things like that. And then when he puts out a new movie, it's like, oh man, I gotta at least see what Adam Sandler's doing. What kind of character is he playing?
Yeah.
And he'll put Chris Rock in it. He'll put Chris Rock, Kevin James, and David Spade in them, and all of his buddies. Yeah, that's crazy. Breaking news, Burns. Vikings cut Daniel Carson and signed Dan Bailey 3 minutes ago.
Damn.
Are you serious?
Yep, swear. Called at the start of the show, and look at that, full circle.
On a fucking hot note, I got to take Abel. I didn't know it was 11:35.
Wow,
Dude, this has already been an hour.
Oh wow,
that fucking crows. But I gotta take Abel
Masterclass. Give the link again.
Link down the description.
Did they cut him? I'm just seeing that they're just signing him.
Yeah, they cut the dude.
Oh, they did waive him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, how bad he was the highest kicker ever taken in their Vikings history. Imagine how bad he feels. He's 2 weeks into his career and he's done.
Well, just imagine the Bucks guy from 2 years ago.
Yeah, who's gonna pick this guy up? No one, right? He's done.
It's like Sung Jung Hoo, whatever, from the Chargers. Okay, sorry, Kim, I'm gonna rant. Kill it. Make sure you check out.
I had too bad I got to dip because I'd let you guys keep going, but
I gotta
get the masterclass link.
We'll get out of here.
Hey, remember, check out Masterclass down below, link in the description.
Yeah, do us a favor and go check it out because, the people are sponsoring the show. We keep making the show, and if people click the link, they would get to make more shows.
If you actually like what you clicked and signed up for.
Yeah,
don't just click it. All right. Thanks for watching. Don't be a fucking MLM hunbot. Essential oils are not fucking real.
True that. Have a good day. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.